So, we got a new Sonic game. This is Project Sonic 2017. It's finally been announced and it now has a new name. It's called Sonic Forces. The generation style again. Intro start. So we've heard the lyricless theme and we've seen the first like 30 to 40 seconds of gameplay footage for Sonic Forces. So let's talk about Sonic Forces, also mentioning that, oh, by the way, Sonic Mania got delayed until summer, which now really translates to anywhere between June and probably August. So we'll see what happens. Hoping they give you somewhat of a gap in between the two games, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, let's talk about Sonic Forces. This has probably been the most disappointed I've been in a Sonic game since, let me first say, in terms of its reveal, I guess I should say. This is the most disappointed I've been into Sonic's reveal, and of a new Sonic game's reveal, probably since... I wouldn't even say I was disappointed in Boom's reveal. Boom's reveal, I wasn't disappointed with. I'm probably the most, I can't think of a game. I think the last game I was this unimpressed with and didn't give a shit about was probably Sonic Boom's 3DS counterpart, not Fire and Ice. And that's only because I didn't play the original and I didn't hear good things about the original. Although Fire and Ice looks better and I'll look better and everything, I just wasn't interested. But in terms of like mainline console games, I can't think of any other game in recent years I've been this disinterested in based off of the trailer. And some of you might be asking, why is that? Because I don't think Generations gameplay style is the way they should have gone with it. Actually, to get even further into it, I think the Generations gameplay style is going to become what I would view the new Super Mario Brothers style that people don't like. You know, the thing with new Super Mario Brothers and that shit came out on the Wii and they just ran it into the fucking ground all the way up until the launch of the Wii U, and with new Super Luigi U, it's getting to that. It's their safe zone. It's the, oh, it's fine, it made money, but every time some shit goes wrong, we're gonna throw it at one of those. And it feels like that's what happened. It's like, oh, Lost World wasn't received well. Fuck it. I'm not bringing up Boom because they didn't make Boom. But oh, Lost World wasn't received well, so I guess we gotta go back and change it. And it feels like all it is that it's a combination. They've just changed. It's like a modified variation of Generations with some more color influence. Specifically, if you notice through the trailer, it seems that Sonic gets his boost from the whiffs and not the and not rings like he did in Generations. And it also seems like, and because of that, it also means his boost is more limited than it used to be, because in Generations you never really lost the boost. That's one of the reasons why the game was almost so boost heavy, it was ridiculous. In the first stages in Green Hill, although people have noticed that you can see kind of Green Hill in the background, so that's the thing. And so, like, to me, I think Lost World had more potential for gameplay improvements than, and that's partially because there was only one game that used that style, but also because Sonic was just had more variety in his moves. The biggest problem with Generations is that Generations, oh look, we're gonna have new stages with the Generations playstyle, and I'm kind of like, okay. I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. It's, to me, it's the most, because, to me, Generations doesn't boast the ability to be flexible enough for like 6 or 7 games. I just generally don't think it will be, because you can only do so much when one of your main gimmicks of your game is going insanely fast to the point where all you're really doing is that Sonic could be almost viewed as a more platform heavy quick time event game, like driving game. That was kind of the whole gist behind. And granted, that's been Sonic's gameplay elements from jump, but it got a lot more apparent in Generations. then it almost felt like you were playing borderline QuickTime events. You dodge the buildings left and right. You jump up in the right time to make a jump you wouldn't normally make. You chain a homing attack together and maybe either possibly stomp or dive under a fucking roof ceiling that's too low. You know, that's what it boiled down to. It's like, I don't mind that shit, but at the same time, Lost World to me gave me way more variety in terms of what I could do and how I could accomplish things. And it feels like they're just doing Generations because it was safe. The other thing that pisses me off is that, okay, fine, we're doing Generations again. It's great. You're doing Classic Sonic again. Okay, fine. And then we've already heard that, Sonic's friends are in it, but they're not playable. Okay, so this is a gameplay style you're comfortable with. You've already proven to us as fans that you can do this gameplay style competently. The next obvious step would be, hey, let's reintroduce Sonic's friends into gameplay. Now, granted, there's supposedly a third style we haven't seen yet. According to some of the interviews I've seen and tidbits. So there's possibly the third style is what I'm probably the most concerned with, because if the third style is like Lost World generated, they probably won't be. They probably won't be. They're gonna try to keep it probably as close to the other two styles as they can. Although it wouldn't surprise me if it's super boost heavy, like if it's just a boost heavy gameplay style, because we can tell modern Sonic is supposed to be middle of the road. Classic Sonic is definitely fucking just classic 2D action. Modern Sonic has a mix of both, but doesn't necessarily the boost obviously seems somewhat nerfed, although it seems more balanced now because the fucking Wisps are the ones that generate the boost gauge, probably. And the fact that, which means he can't use it as consistently. It wouldn't surprise me if we hit the third style was like an exaggerated Sonic Rush thing. A Sonic Rush situation in 3D where literally all you're fucking doing is running and jumping. You're barely using any of the other gimmicks. I don't know. It all depends on how Forces goes about its third gameplay style. I'm just saying I'm not terribly excited because there was nothing new in those trailers. The newest stuff in these trailers and gameplay footage is just the setting. Oh, it's not Green Hill Zone again. That's literally it. That's literally the only difference. And it makes me mad that they just completely ignored Lost World, because I feel like Lost World added things that people would have been cool with. Having a spin dash in 3D, great. Being able to run on walls and climb up platforms, great. All they really needed to do with Sonic Lost World's controls was just refine it more. I feel like there was more options and more things we could do. And Generations, to me, always felt, it didn't always feel this way, but over time has felt more and more restrictive, where it just kind of amounts to the same shit. And it's like, how excited am I really gonna be for that? Because like, as of right now, the only thing that's interesting about Sonic Forces is its story. The story is the most interesting thing about it. And from what I've heard, and I may be wrong about this, so correct me in the comments if I am, I heard that like Sonic 06's director is directing the story, which does not help at all, man. At all. It's one of those games that's gonna feel like a cash grab. And it already fucking feels like it with elements from the last two successful games you had. You're just sitting there in the corner like, man, we're gonna get into Safe Zone Sonic. That's like the least appealing thing to me. So that's part of the reason why I'm not that excited about fucking Sonic Forces. Because it feels like an easy cash grab game that the best thing that might come out of it is interesting story stuff. If it's even done well, which it may or may not be. And there's also a lot of rumors going around that thinks that it's going to be possibly a sequel to Sonic Chronicles, which is a weird reference to make, but if you've noticed throughout the games, they've tried to keep continuity between all the games. Because I'm pretty sure in Lost World, Eggman makes references, or Sonic or Eggman make references to Generations, I think. I might be wrong on that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was some reference. There were references and jokes. I think that's what it was. They referenced Colors jokes, so you knew that there was some level of continuity between the games. You just didn't know if they're gonna keep that up, which they may. Although it wouldn't make sense because the way Lost World ended, it was more of that cartoon you got fucked kind of ending. And then you have Generations ending that left them in a white void. So it depends if they're gonna even follow some of the continuity. Although the saying Forces also really hurts. Also calling this game Forces really sucks because you're calling a game Forces in which the only character I can play as is Sonic. I'm legitimately not that excited for it because I mean at best it's gonna be okay. Even if the story was entertaining, the gameplay is gonna boil right back down to Generations gameplay style. And a lot of people might be like, "Ooh, Generations gameplay style is fun as fuck." I probably don't like it I don't like it nowhere near as much as I used to. And I don't think it's because the gameplay style is bad. I just think Lost World style was more interesting to me. Gameplay wise, it was way more interesting to me because I felt like I could do more and I felt more versatile as Sonic the fucking Hedgehog instead of fucking Sonic Generation Sonic, which is literally boost, jump / homing attack, slide under rocks, and is there even anything else I'm missing? I think that might be it. I think he literally Sonic to me was very limited in Generations. Colors not as much, but in Generations he was limited. I don't know. It's just that nothing was really new about Sonic Forces other than the setting. The setting and the story are like the only two new things to me, and some minor tweaks and fusions of gameplay elements between the last few Boost-related games. And I'm not super stoked. I need to see more of... I don't even think gameplay is going to get me hyped at this point. I think the thing that'll get me interested will primarily be the story. And considering Sonic has not had the best track record in stories, that does not bode well. Especially if this whole Director of 06 thing is true, which if anything will make this even fucking worse. And I'm just kind of like... Man, I will say that fucking thing, the music seems on point. From what I can hear of that stage's music and the main theme music, the music seems like it's going to be on point. So we'll get some good tracks out of this game like we do every Sonic game for the most part. But I'm just not that excited about the gameplay, dude. It's like... Sonic was the anti-Mario. He was known for, taking more risks. That's the reason... Part of the reason why I like Sonic more than Mario is because gameplay styles, he always was interesting to me, and two, I just had more fun playing through stages. And granted, Generations, I don't think if it's exactly like Generations in terms of level design, I probably won't have any real issues with the game. Who gets excited for a game that you've already played? That's my biggest issue. It's like a game I've already played. And I was really hoping they would at least incorporate more Lost World elements. But we have that third style of gameplay, and I'm curious what that is. So that's about it. That's gonna be that to me. That'll probably be the make it or break it thing for me about how excited I get for this game. But right now it's just pretty lukewarm because nothing's really new and surprising, and the stuff that is, we don't know enough about to get that hyped over. So yeah, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff is in the description. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Insane Game Freak. That's a game, play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.